on, start. There it is. Okay, the Hangout is live, and we got Owen Hemsath on the show. Is it? You know, I ask you every time I see you, is it Hemsath or Hemsath?
It's Hemsath. I have never even heard that before, but Hemsath spelled exactly the way that it sounds. You know, for the third time being on the show, I would think.
Hemsath.
No one here is judging.
You're going to get like the Steve Martin 5-timer award pretty soon.
I hope so. I mean, it's about time I won something from you guys. I've given you so much great content.
We have to start coming up with awards. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Anyhow, but
backies.
Owen just had an article published in Real SEO. Why, I don't know why they would publish him, but top 7 social video tips and takeaways from social media world, and that just got published yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, I think on Monday is when that went through.
I was going to say, I saw it a couple days ago, so I don't know exactly when it got published, but I didn't know if it was brand new or not, but I know I saw it a few days ago.
Well, the event was just recently, so you know, we wanted to get it out as quickly as possible and go through.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Let's get the show started. We haven't even started the show, Owen. So.
I thought you said a second ago.
The Hangout's live, but we're recording the podcast. So anyhow, okay. So I'm going to give. You sort of know the drill. Ray does an introduction. The jingle plays. I come out and do some announcements, and then Ray interviews you. So I'm going to give Ray a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
This episode of Video Marketing Madness is made possible by freevideoeditor.co. Looking to start doing your own video editing but don't want to spend a fortune on high-end products that cost an arm and a leg? Well, then head on over to freevideoeditor.co, where you can pick up the Shotcut Video Editor and start editing with a high-end editor that doesn't cost a ton of money. In fact, it costs nothing. You can do all the great things that you've wanted to do, like 3-point editing and 4K video and all that fun stuff. Just jump on over to freevideoeditor.co right now, download it, and start editing away. And on today's episode, we're talking to our good friend, 3-timer, Owen Hemsath.
Now I'm confused.
All right, well, you won't be confused for long because he's going to talk about all sorts of cool stuff that deals.
I'm going to make it all very clear.
That's right. So let's hit the show. Let's hit the music. And we pretend that music's playing now.
So. Yeah. I'll edit that in later. Do that in the post-production. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. It's the radio show about Video Marketing Madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper on the Earn.show podcast network. Facebook page, Video Marketing Madness. Twitter, Video MKT Madness. Plenty of useful tips. You know them, you love them. I still don't know how to pronounce Owen's last name. Here's Ray Lane. Ray the Video Guy.
That's right. Here we are. We've got a lot of cool stuff we're going to talk about today, and the stuff we're going to talk about deals with social media marketing world, which Owen got to attend, so he's going to share some of his 7 video tips that he got while he was there, so that should be fun. So Owen, say hi to the world for us.
Hi, world.
And they both say hi back, which is nice, so that's good.
It's exciting to be back on the show. You know, I'm surprised you guys are still on the air.
I know, it's crazy, right? They haven't banned us yet. They haven't kicked us out. It's because we don't fall under FCC rules.
It's so nice to have that.
So
and we're both so good looking too.
So unlike Johnny Fever, I can say
booger
wow. On the air and see that nobody shuts us down. It's amazing.
What's kind of cool though, and the reason we got Owen on the show is I was looking at my Twitter feed yesterday, and Real SEO posted a new article on 7 social video tips and takeaways from social media marketing world conference, and Owen wrote it.
Right.
Yes, he did. Who knew he could even write? I mean, it's amazing.
I didn't know you could read or write.
Yeah, you know, I have a guy that does it for me.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I dictate, sort of like you know, with a dictator.
Yes.
I'm a dictator, I guess is what you could say.
Oh, Barack Obama.
He's like He's like the guy's like one of those translators. You know, he's trying to figure out what Owen's trying to say here.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And Real SEO, for those of you guys listening that don't know, I mean, it's industry publication. They're for video marketing. They're the best at what they do, I think, in this space. And so if you're into video marketing and you don't know who they are, you definitely got to be following their blog and following them on Twitter because they post great articles.
Yep, and that's REEL SEO, just so you guys know if you want to check that out. Real SEO, as in film reel, SEO.com. So check it out. A lot of great articles. And, of course, we're here to talk about your 7 social video tips. So if you want to talk a little bit. Now, first of all, how did you get yourself published here? That's one question that people probably would like to know.
You know, I've been blogging for Real SEO for maybe the last couple of months. I remember, you know, I met Mark at, you know, who's the owner of the company or the founder of Real SEO. I don't think he's the owner anymore, but met him at Vid Summit. We had a great conversation. We have a lot in common. And I sent them a blog from Vid Summit, you know, 16 takeaways from Vid Summit. The blog did very, very well on their site. It was the #1 blog that week, so they invited me to blog on a regular basis. I wrote a couple more blogs for them, and then, you know, cancer got overwhelming, so I took a step back from writing. This is my like, you know, my debutante reemergence, like the butterfly reemerges ad. So it was nice to be back in writing again, let me say that.
Nice. Yeah, well, it's good stuff. And, you know, Steve said he found it in his Twitter feed and everything. I just happened to stumble upon it earlier this week and read it then without even the expectation of having you on the show. And then Steve said, hey, why don't we bring Owen on to talk about this? I said, well, it just so happens I read that already. So there we go. It's a good good fit.
Now let me ask you, because I know you had cancer. And you beat that, and I mean, you look good for the way you look.
Thank you.
And so I mean,
ugly, you're one of the best-looking guys we know.
I know for being
I can't even notice the boil on your neck anymore.
Yeah, I know. Well, I hide it with makeup, but
it's a goiter.
So you're all done with it. I noticed you had to get some radiation treatment, but I mean, seriously, you do look good. You look healthy. So everything.
I feel good. As a matter of, I have this big radiation scar on my chest. So being sort of the hairy beast that I am, I have, like, you know, hair all around my chest except for this Superman scar area. So today I shaved my chest as a way of saying, you know, I don't need hair in that area, because to be honest, guys, I'm not sure if it grows back. It's been a couple months now. It's still a wasteland there. So funny things are happening. You know, I feel good. I've been wall climbing at the wall climbing gym in Vistas where I live. Great wall climb. Have you guys ever been to a wall climbing gym?
Oh yeah, plenty of times. Yep.
Super fun. I've been running. I've been, you know, just yesterday morning. You know, I've had a leg injury for like a week, but yesterday morning a friend calls me and he says, hey, let's get some of that concrete out of your front yard. We're landscaping. So I go out with them and I'm, you know, hey, it's okay that my leg hurts. We're going to be fine. I'm free of cancer. Well, you know, last night my leg is just really, really hurting. And after some research, we discovered that what I have is a stress fracture in my shin. So, you know, yes, I'm free from cancer. I feel good. There are going to be some long-term side effects. Number one is that I have the bones of Sally Field, apparently.
Nice. Well, that's if you start to be able to fly, then that would be okay. So, you know.
I would like if I was glowing like a Ninja Turtle, you know.
I'm old because I still think Sally Field is hot, you know. So
she was the flying nun, you know. So
the flying nun. Well,
I think of her as more like Billy Ray or whatever that you know.
That new movie she's in. It's supposed to be a good movie.
Norma Jean.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Yeah, well, she's in a new movie too, and I can't remember. Hi, my name is so and so, and she falls for this younger guy, and it's anyhow.
Tom Hanks, Sally Field. What was the name of that movie?
Forrest Gump.
No. They did another movie together early on.
Oh.
A comedian.
Oh, okay.
Punchline. You guys have got to watch Punchline. Pretend that you're kids. It's still a great movie. Sally Field, Tom Hanks. Excellent movie, by the way.
Have to check that out.
So I feel good. Thank you for asking.
So let's get to the 7 tips.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. Now, the first one is one that's exciting. Now, I have to make a confession here, because I know you are absolutely right with your number 1 tip here, and yet I am still the absolute worst at this one. And I tried. I really did. Live video.
Right.
Tell us your opinions on that.
So let me tell you, we get there, we get to social media marketing world, and it's a big event. It's an event for social media marketers. And guys like us, we spend a lot of our time in the video marketing space, right? Content creation. And social media is largely a content distribution type of industry. So we expect social media at social media events. We expect video at video events like VidSummit and VidCon and others like that. So we're sitting down for the opening keynote with Michael Stelzner, and he opens up with some phenomenal video marketing statistics. 50% of marketers planning right now to use live video. 50% want to learn more about live video. And 14% are already using live video. So it's obviously going to be a thing. It's obviously a thing already. And we've got live video from Meerkat. We've seen it from Periscope. Obviously, Hangouts have been in play for a long time, Blab, and we've got YouTube's new mobile app coming out in this month, I believe, YouTube Connect, which is a mobile live streaming app. Yeah. And you've got, of course, Facebook Live, which I'm streaming from Facebook Live right now. The thing about live video is this, is you've got to know how to use it, and you've got to know how to build it into your business model, right? So it's one thing to talk about, oh, you got to be on live, but what does that mean? Does that mean like holding your selfie cam in front of you? Does it mean, I saw a business coach recently set his iPhone out from a distance and then shot him like on a set. It's pretty good. What's the best way to do live, and are you going to do a weekly show? There's still a lot of, I think, questions that have to be answered, and that's why we're sort of working real vigorously to discover the best model. But live video is going to be a thing, and you've got to pick your platform and start building your audience there.
Well, and one of the platforms that you talked about there, obviously right now is huge, is Facebook Live. It's becoming bigger, badder every day. I've seen the quality go from terrible, literally just a month ago, people would do these and they would look terrible, and now they look a lot better than they did. They really seem to have put a lot of energy into this. But there's one thing that I've noticed about Facebook Live is that you don't get the same live response that you got with Periscope. In other words, you could throw up a Periscope and you've got a couple dozen people within seconds that are watching your Periscope.
Right.
With Facebook, it seems like probably 90% or more watch afterwards. It's no longer live.
Yeah, and my replay numbers on some of the things that we're doing are better than my live numbers, and I think part of that is that everyone on Periscope sort of knows what to do already. Right. Where we know Periscope is a live streaming app. So if you're on it, you know what to do.
Oh, and I think we started to lose Owen there for a second.
Stop. Yeah, you're looking for little my wife loves the cat stuff. Loves the cat stuff. I don't get it. I'm like, are you wasting more time on cat stuff? She's like, you waste time. She's like, I see what you're doing on Snapchat. All your friends are doing on Snapchat, And yeah, that's kind of a time waste for us, but we enjoy it. People don't know what they're seeing. Like, I got 3 viewers on Facebook Live right now. I've got Rob Ansbach's been sort of chatting back and forth.
Hey, Rob.
You come to your Facebook feed and you're seeing this live video and it says live, and you're not like, how are they doing that? What are they doing? And I can't see any text on the screen. So, the best videos on Facebook now are all text. But here's this live video, no text on the screen, can't really tell what you're talking about. So people are figuring out how to use it. Now that Facebook has allowed us to broadcast live from within events and within groups, we've got something really strong there and a real great potential for using it. It's just really going to come down to what's the best way? Is the best way to have an event and then live broadcast to the event attendees from within the event? Or is the best way going to be something other than that, like a promote? You can't promote. So maybe you promote a post that goes to your live video. We haven't figured it out yet, but we're going to, and we're, guys like me are working very hard to get that number together so that we can best capitalize on this opportunity.
Okay, now tell me about YouTube. Yeah, sorry to interrupt, Ray. Tell me about YouTube Connect.
YouTube Connect is going to be YouTube's mobile app, and it's essentially their response to Periscope and Facebook. And I believe personally, it's one of the more brilliant moves that we've seen a tech company make. Why? Because YouTube already had the platform in place with Google Hangouts, right? And YouTube Live. YouTube Live is designed for gamers. It's designed for television companies, right? The first live stream event on YouTube that was like big and bold was the 2008 Republican or 2008 presidential debates, right? So that was huge, right? That was huge. But Hangout sort of fell by the wayside because it wasn't mobile and it was like 10 clicks to get anything started. So YouTube pulls back. This is what I think they're doing. I'm projecting all of this brilliance onto YouTube. They pull back and they let Periscope and Meerkat and Blab, look what happened to Meerkat. The first live streaming app came out at South by Southwest in 2015. They came out with a bang. A couple weeks later, Periscope comes out. Periscope tramples them over the next 10 months. Meerkat's out of the game now, out of the game. YouTube, with their billions of dollars, has been sitting by watching this happen and is now ready to launch their solution this month. So I would be on the lookout for that. We're going to be using it almost essentially. I think what's going to happen is all these YouTubers that are using Periscope and Facebook Live to grow their audiences, to expand out to new audiences, are essentially, I believe, going to use the YouTube Connect app, and we're going to see a huge flux of live video go back to YouTube where it originated from. So I think that's great for the marketplace because instead of having one grocery store, we're going to have two grocery stores, and that fosters competition, and it enables us to cross-promote and do things that we otherwise wouldn't be able to do.
Nope, completely agree. And I just hope that at least over time, some of these guys will actually start to incorporate desktop. And the reason I say that is, Facebook Live, it's fantastic, but why can't I sit at my desk and do it off of my computer?
Yeah, I agree with you. Same with Meerkat did that, and it wasn't phenomenal, but it worked. Probably like you. See, it's because it's all about millennials, and millennials aren't sitting at jobs, all day. They're sitting on their parents' couch. No, I'm kidding. That's a millennial joke, guys. I'm not anti-millennial. I'm not, but I know it's an easy laugh. But here's the thing. Is that we're working all day. I've got a 3-screen station set up right here. I'm in front of my desk all day. So pulling the mobile up is actually, it can be a distraction. It can pull me away from my day, where if I had the live stream on my desktop, I might be able to engage a little bit more productively.
Oh, absolutely. And obviously YouTube Connect still a huge secret. There's been a lot of articles written, but nobody really knows what's going to happen with it yet. I would love if they would take the quality of YouTube Live, make it simple, but let you do more. None of these apps or anything, and I get most of them are mobile, which is probably why, but none of them let you really do the, show a screen versus a camera.
Yeah, none of them, Yeah, I agree. Now Blab's got some really cool features for that, but I think that YouTube Connect, already having that technology in place, is just kind of going to crush that. So I could be wrong. That's my prediction. I am going to stand by it. But they've been watching on the sidelines. They know the stats, and they have the money to invest into the R&D. So that's how I see it playing out.
Yeah, and it should be exciting. I'm looking forward to it, and I haven't seen a hard date on it yet, but hopefully that'll come soon. And I'd love to see that, because I think YouTube needs something new, something fresh to really get people excited again, because all this live video talk is drawn away from YouTube. Facebook Live, Facebook Video, it's all starting to draw away from them. And so I think it'd be good for them to really hit hard with something that works very well and gets people excited.
And I can't wait to see it because I love YouTube. You know, I think I watch YouTube a lot. You know what my #1 stat is, guys? And if you want to check me out, I'm at The Video Spot. Just go to youtube.com, search Video Spot. You'll find our business channel. We do a lot of like how-to content, and I would really like new ways to engage with people on the platform. I still think it's the best at doing what it does. My stats, guys, are through the roof when it comes to YouTube Remote from Android. I get the most watch time from that. So I'd like to see more happening with like Roku and desktop sets and beaming to television, where I can engage the television watcher a little bit better, you know. And I think that YouTube is going to be on top of that. I also think that we're going to see Amazon do some things there. So I don't have any official reports on that, but it just seems silly to me not to get involved in that.
I've got some semi-official reports, and their plans are actually quite elaborate.
Wow.
And it should be interesting, and it's going to be very monetized, which is also exciting.
Definitely where it should be.
Yeah. I imagine a YouTube platform where you can automatically sell a product right inside the YouTube platform with all of the products on Amazon. Yeah. And that's essentially what direction they're going in.
It's the Truman Show.
Yeah, it really is.
You know, and I think we all want that. I think we all want that in a certain sense. Like I was watching a Shark Tank episode, and the girl had an Instagram app where you could buy clothes right from an Instagram-like app, and this guy says, you know, that's kind of been the thing. We've all been looking for how to do this. Now, he didn't invest in her particular thing, but I think that we all kind of want that. Like, I'll see a thing of something, and it's you know, you could ping even the graphic behind you. I know our listeners can't see it, but you know, get graphic design. I mean, there's so much that you could do with a click and buy system like that. So live video are going to be huge, and you just got to pay attention to where the eyeballs are going to be.
You know, a lot of it. Here's the thing that drives me crazy is a lot of this stuff does exist already inside of YouTube, if people knew how to use it and if people paid attention. Now, a lot of it doesn't work well on mobile, but the platform is there. You know, if you're using Annotations, you could be, you know, you could show a video of your shoe store, and people can click on the shoes and go buy them. I mean, it can be done, but nobody does it. And I think it's an educational thing on YouTube's part that they've done not only have they done a bad job of educating people, but I think they've purposely made it difficult so people don't do it. If that makes any sense.
That's interesting, and you know, I can understand that in terms of like protecting the integrity of the YouTube platform and not making it spammy. But then there's also sort of like, you've got to, like, what does the consumer want? And I think in a lot of cases the consumer wants what they're seeing on the screen. You know, I've bought products from YouTube. I bought my Halloween costume from YouTube. I saw a guy like, and what it was like you put your phone in the shirt and
he's still wearing it. Thank you.
You know, I do actually I buy costumes and then wear them daily. It's part of who I am. So, but you know, I buy stuff on YouTube, and I had to go to the website and then find this and then find that, and there's these multiple steps when I could just, like, you know, purchase now. Well, you're right, YouTube cards are great, but they're not everything they're cracked up to be. Right now, we're making our videos with a black bar like behind my head, so that the card, I could put cards there multiple times. I saw the Pentatonics doing that as well, with black bars on top and black bars below, actually just shrinking down the size of the video resolution, which enables you to be versatile. But what happens then when the YouTube card system, like, gets super versatile, right? Where you get a card here, a card here, a card there. You know, I'd like for them to just, like, you know, pick their path and go with it, so that we can.
Yeah, I really wish, and I like cards. I think they do serve a purpose. But I really wish there was a way they could figure out how to make the annotations, the clickable annotations, work on mobile, because I think that's still a much better platform overall.
I agree, and you probably guessed that you just get better results. You just get better clicks from an annotation than you do from the YouTube card.
Well, and you know, and I know we're kind of getting off the topic here, but I know that our good buddy Tommy Powers, who is the YouTube ads master, literally, and he said the same thing. When he does ads, he'll target just the desktop a lot of times because the annotations click through so much better.
That's really interesting, Ray.
Yep, it is. It's and it was funny because he mentioned it when we went out to that dinner at Vid Summit, and then there was another ads person who said they've had really good luck with cards. So it's I guess it depends on the audience and whatnot. But
I think so too. I think the younger audience is watching on mobile. My numbers are still desktop users over mobile users.
Sure.
Because I think my audience is watching at a desk. They're making their videos. They're editing their website, and they find how to do this, how to do that.
I agree. I think that's probably the case most of the time. And I've just found, like you said, more luck with that. So
that takes us to our next topic, number 2 tip. Moving right along.
As we're moving right along, yeah.
Marketers must take notice of Facebook video.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that real fast. So marketers have to take notice of Facebook video because, like, here's a Facebook Live that I did last week, and then I promoted it to a list, and I got these views for about a penny a piece. My total expenditure was about $20. So a penny a piece is what I paid for these ads. Now, when it comes to the view counts on Facebook video, you just can't argue with how cheap the views are and how targeted the message is. Take a look at these stats. 73% of marketers are going to increase their use of video. 21% claim that it's the most important form of marketing. And 67 will increase their Facebook marketing in 2016. So quick note, because I want to move on to number 3 actually. This one's a big one. But quick note on this about Facebook video is that Facebook video is going to challenge YouTube video, but it's not going to replace YouTube video. YouTube is where people plop on the couch and watch videos. Now maybe they plop on the couch, maybe they're in their favorite garden chair, maybe they're whatever, but when you see somebody sitting down looking at something on their mobile phone or even listening while they're jogging, it's likely they're watching a YouTube video. They're not watching a Facebook video. Why? Because they can't search for it, right? Like searching for a Facebook video is a challenge. Even doing our research, we just did some research on silent videos. We're writing a piece called Since Chaplin, right? No, it hasn't been since Chaplin that silent videos are popular again. So we're doing some research there, and finding the videos is so hard. Like, unless you're saving them and then going back to them, it's hard to do. So that's number 1. Number 2 about Facebook video is so people are watching differently. Facebook video ads, you've only got like 10 seconds with them. So or targeting, that's what I was going to say. Facebook videos for targeting somebody, showing them what you're up to, and either remarketing them or like with another offer, or trying to get them to click right now, right, to buy something right now or to read your blog right now. It's a totally different use than on YouTube. So understand what Facebook video is good for and go with that, but YouTube is going to be where your longer form and vlog content is going to want to be.
Yeah, and as I like to say, Facebook is a great way to get 1 million views today, but YouTube is the way to get 10 million views over the next year. And that's kind of the difference between the two. So
once your video is on that down decline, like getting it back and going again, it's run its course on Facebook. Can we jump to number 3?
We sure can. Hit it. Number 3.
I'm super excited about this one because this is huge. Number 3 is that TV producers are looking for online video. And what that means is, I'll use the example of The Amazing Race here. The Amazing Race was one of NBC's top shows. They were doing very well for a while, but they went from being this top show to only having 7 million viewers. So on the reboot, on the next run, what they did was the producers reached out to YouTubers and Vine stars, video marketing talent, who between all of their audiences brought 33 million to the audience to the table now. So TV has been thinking, how do we improve the show and the advertising to get more viewers, when the smart thing to do is how do we get the right people, how do we get people to bring their viewers to the show? So they went to YouTubers. What does that mean? It means for creators, you need to make yourself available, right? If you've got an audience of 10 to 20,000, I think that you have enough to build a quantitative campaign. That means that if you've got 20,000 subscribers, you would fit well into a category where you could work with 5 or 10 other channels of that size, right? Or maybe 20 other channels of that size to do like a really cool event. Now, if you've got 1 million subscribers, then you should hire someone to go out and bring attention to your audience and tell producers in Hollywood what you've got going on. For marketers, it means that you're in a position as marketers, and I know at Video Spot, that's what we sort of are looking at, is we want to replace the multi-channel network. We want to replace the MCN and actually leverage, because we have a lot of friends in YouTube, right, between all 3 of us here on this call. I want to be able to go to XYZ channel, who has 2 million subscribers, loves the art and has no idea how to speak business, and connect them to a brand or an agency. So that's the opportunity for guys like me, guys that are in video marketing. A lot of opportunity there, and it's going to take a more shrewd person to make that happen, but that's where you're selling shovels to the gold diggers. That's a good place to be.
Nope, absolutely. I completely agree with that. And we've talked about this before, but you look at television these days, and the #1 TV show, which is probably The Big Bang Theory, I think these days, maybe it's NCIS or whatever.
Right.
Their audiences are half the size of some of the big YouTube channels. So even though they've got these network dollars and they're paying out millions and millions of dollars to these actors,
oh yeah,
shows, there are some of these YouTube channels that get far more views every single week than these network shows get, and yet they don't get the kind of attention and the kind of money that the network shows are getting, which just blows my mind.
Well, they kind of do get attention, but they get attention from the wrong places, right? That the marketplace isn't going. That's old media now, traditional media now. They can't track their viewership. Like all that little Nelson box or whatever it's called on your TV. All that can do is measure if someone tuned in. Right? It doesn't measure how long, and maybe the ones that now do, but it doesn't measure how long they tuned in, and so you can't gauge like what was the content, that we lost them on, so we cannot do that again, And Roberto Blake is watching this live on Facebook, says Nielsen ratings are crap, and that's exactly right. What video offers is so much more comprehensive for an ROI.
Yep, and it absolutely is, which of course brings us to #4, which is getting to know your analytics.
Yeah, get to know the analytics, and this really comes from Daryl Eves' presentation, which if you guys don't know Daryl Eves, he's 200,000 subscribers on YouTube, teaches YouTube marketing. He's definitely one of the big guys in the industry.
He's a legend in his own mind.
He is, and that's why he lives off the beaten path where nobody could ever assassinate him. Because he might die trying to find him.
Never heard of the man.
Like the Onceler, like he lives like in this far-off land in a tower. But he talks a lot about analytics. Now, with there's kind of like 2 different types of people in social media and video. There's the artists and there's the marketers, and a lot of times they're the same person. So there tends to be sort of this like producing great emotional content, touchy-feely, versus what are the straight analytics. I'm not going to plant my flag on either. I think both are super essential, but I will say that analytics are underutilized. And knowing what your video is doing and where it's doing it is super important to growing and scaling a business. So, video marketers today need to be looking at your demographics. We need to look at like who's actually watching your video. It's not enough to say everybody, man, it's super viral. 2 million hits, 10 million hits. Well, that could be a bunch of dudes watching it over and over and over again. Like, you have to know who your audience is, and that's going to enable you to monetize your audience to these brands, right? So a brand's going to say, well, who are you? You're going to reach out to Jack Threads, right? Because they're big online, and say, hey, I'd like to do some collaborative content with you, and they're gonna say, well, what are your audience specs? Like, who are we? What's the demo here? Like, you know, and you're gonna be like, I make cool videos that make people feel good. You know, it's not gonna work. You have to have a business manager, or you have to know your analytics. You can talk about your demographic. You could talk about your average view duration. On Facebook, you could talk about your 10-second views, your sound off views, your sound on views. Your YouTube card, how many people click the YouTube card, how many people click the annotation. You need to know these things and be able to speak about them with confidence so that you can grow your channel, whether you're in it for the money or not, right? I love hearing like big names talk about, I'm not in it for the money, man. But it's like, yeah, but you're cashing the checks. So let's not pretend that money doesn't play a role here, right? If you weren't getting paid, you wouldn't be spending the time drawing this thing and putting this thing up there. So the money matters. And if you love video production, if making videos for your channel is what you love, then hire someone that can help you with your numbers and communicate them, or get to know your numbers, put them on a one sheet, and do that every month or two. You know, just get them out so that you can have them in front of you. For marketers, again, guys, go out there. Guys like me, we're doing this big time. Is we're preparing analytic packages where we could say, hey, come to us and we'll do a quick analytic review for you, like an audit. I hate to use that word. Jeremy Vest will kill me, but it's like that. It's like, let's take a look at what your numbers are, and we'll, you know, then that provides the way for us to then enter into a longer-term commercial relationship with them, where we present their numbers for them to brands, to networks that we have. So if you're in marketing, you know, start to get to know analytics and how to present them intelligently.
Nice. All right, now to the one that I'm kind of interested in, Snapchat.
Yeah.
As a major player. Tell me a little bit about that, because to me, I've recently got into Snapchat only because I can click my face and turn me into a dog, or do all that other fun stuff that makes me laugh. So tell me why this is an important player in the game.
I think it's an important player in the game because it's where you go to have fun and laugh. That's exactly why I think it's a big player in the game. Because you know, with what's happening on Snapchat, there's not a lot of analytic capabilities there yet. And check out delmondo.com. Nick Cicero, CEO, founder, is a friend of mine. I love what he's doing in Snapchat analytics, helping to track and measure success there. But you know, Snapchat is changing the game. They're being very innovative. They're using technology, and they're marketing to a younger group, a millennial group. So if you're in the retirement space, Snapchat is not going to be a priority for you right now. If you're in the, you know, if you're serving like the non-marketer demo, but my age group, right, the 35 through 45-year-olds, then you're not going to necessarily need to be on Snapchat. But if your place is to get positioned with millennials and younger people, then you've got to learn Snapchat. And what does it mean to learn Snapchat? It means to learn that you have to commit to this. Like, Snapchat for me is a place where I want to be positioned for millennials as a great company to work for, and as a thought leader in video marketing. So for people that want to be Snapchatters and whatnot. So my presence there is not a sales presence. It's an entertainment presence. Like, I'm trying to show, I do a sequence in the morning where I'm in my robe. And I don't mention the robe, but I wear a robe every day. I robe out. Like, you know, if you don't like it, unfollow me. You know what I mean? But I talk about my morning wisdom. It's little things like that where I'm really like doing what I want to do. And I'm letting people follow me that like what I do. It's not about like, how do I carve my message best for my viewers? You know, Snapchat is not that right now. It's very much a raw, real, you know, environment where it's the YouTube of portrait video. When someone's story is playing, I mean, you really have their attention captured. I tend to play my stories back to back and just set the phone on the car thing and let it play, right? So I can just kind of listen. I don't watch them all, but I listen to what everyone's story is about. Snapchat's going to be a big player. It's not going to be for everyone. And if your market is going young or trending young, you want to be there.
Nice. And as long as I can swap faces with people, I'm happy. So it's all right. Let's talk about winning the click, which is your number 6 tip.
really should be the #1 tip. You know, with video, I teach a video marketing course for entrepreneurs and business owners, and we talk a lot about the right camera to buy, right? We maybe talk about that more than I care to admit, but we worry about things, I think, counter to what really matters. And what really matters is getting someone to view your video. So whether it was shot on iPhone or camcorder or like a DSLR, you know, you've got to win the click, and that means focusing on your thumbnail and focusing on your video title. People are going to click on you based on their own personal algorithm of value between your thumbnail and your headline. So not only do they have to stand out, but they also have to make a promise. They have to make a promise about the video, what the viewer is going to see. And then from there, you know, they have to reflect the value of the video. So there's sort of a lot of things in mind. We call this thumbnail science, thumbnail conversion, and it's something that you have to be ready for, because it's not just about having that video and having it rank, right? I think all of us on this call have been able to produce a video and get it to rank, right? The trick is in getting people to click the video and to get them to actually choose your video over the 10 others that are there.
Right.
So winning the click is a focus. It's an algorithm between your thumbnail and your title.
Well, and the thing about that too is, you know, you talked about what camera to use and whatnot. You're winning the click long before they ever know the quality of your video. You know, they haven't seen the video yet, and so I think that's huge. And you know, for those of you who get tied up on that kind of stuff, don't. The best camera for you is the one that will actually get you to do what you need to do.
Oh, that's so true. That's the answer for anything, right? What's the best mic to use? The one that you'll start using right now.
Yep,
right?
Absolutely.
Everything can grow. Everything can build.
Dirty little secret, and for those of you on the Hangout, you can kind of see things behind me here, but when I shoot in here, I've got a green screen over here, and I put my camera over here, and I'm just in my office here doing this, and I shoot with my iPhone. When I shoot my videos of me on the green screen and do all that crazy stuff, like, you know, dressing as a pirate and whatnot, I shoot all of that on an iPhone.
And your wife loves that you shoot those videos for her.
Yes.
You know, the pirate stuff translates well into business too. But, you know, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I just spent all weekend, last weekend, resetting up my green screen studio in my garage. I sort of made this call that, like, I'm not shooting enough video because my system's not in place. So it's not in my office here, but it is in my studio, and I've got literally my wife's like nursing rocking chair, the rocking chair she had while she was nursing the babies, right next to me. I've got the cat's food right next to the cat food, literally the cat eating, munching food right next to where I put the camera. It's not gorgeous, but the final product is. You know what I mean? So do what works, but don't forget, like, do your production the best way you can. But don't forget that people aren't going to click it because it's good or because you love it. They're going to click it because of the thumbnail and the title.
Yep. And of course, you know, once they're there, you want to keep them. So you do want to have some quality, but of course, you know, the content is more important than the quality of the camera you used.
Yes.
That's just a fact of life. In fact, in some cases, having fancy production can actually turn people off.
We've noticed that. Absolutely noticed that in our videos, is that the polish doesn't work as well for us.
Yeah, in certain situations, obviously, you know.
In certain situations, yeah. And the way that we're going on our channel is going to be actually more polished, because what I found is that the how-to content that we've sort of grown our channel on is sort of like all over the place now. Like, you've got Daryl, you've got David Walsh, you've got Tommy, you've got Jake Lark, you've got a lot of people teaching this stuff. Maybe not a lot like nationally, but like the AdWords guys are getting into it, the Facebook marketing guys are getting into it. So we're gonna pull out of that space and really go towards more of a news and updates, which requires a lot of polish. But it's not the how-to content. The how-to content needs to be a little more raw, we've found. But our news and updates and our analysis, that can be a little more polished, and you know, that's part of the content thing.
Nice. Well, I love that, and I think that's great. That works really well. And that brings us to number 7: using remarketing. And this is huge.
This is really huge, and this kind of goes along with your analytics. And by the way, guys, if you go to realseo.com, you can read this whole article, skip through it. I think you'll enjoy it if you're in the business. Here's the deal. Remarketing lists are this. A remarketing list is a list of IP addresses, right? People who or personal computers who have visited some of your content. So YouTube will put them all into like a storage pile for you, and then you can go back to that storage pile, that file cabinet, and it will say, and you can pick out certain groups to send new videos to. So you can send a video to anyone who has viewed your most recent YouTube video, or anyone who's watched this video A, video B, and video C. Put them into this group and then send them this ad. So remarketing is marketing to a group of people that have already seen your content. Now you can that opens up so many doors, because with AdWords you can be gathering traffic from a landing page, right, and creating traffic there and then sending them an ad on YouTube. Right? You could be vice versa. Someone who watched your video on YouTube, now you could send them like a Google Display Network ad elsewhere. So at VideoSpot, we're focusing a lot on list management and contact management. It's making sure that the customer has like their remarketing list set up, and that we're gauging the results of that list. So we develop a campaign, we run traffic to a video. And now it's like, okay, now we've got this audience of 1 million people that viewed this video. What's our next step with that audience now that they're qualified? So using remarketing lists and knowing that, I would call that advanced level analytics, getting into that next level, like if what I just said kind of like blows your mind, like then you're not ready for that yet. Focus on the analytics now, and then in a few months, or maybe next year, we'll bring you into the remarketing list side. But know that it's there, and continue to read the articles that have those terms in them, because that's an area where you're going to want to be growing and educating yourself.
Yep, and guys, that's the case in any kind of advertising. If you can remarket to the people that have already shown interest, it's always a good thing. Whether it's YouTube or Facebook or anywhere else, always a good thing that we love. Well, Owen, that's our 7 tips, and I promised I'd get you out of here on time today, and it looks like we've hit our 7 tips just in time to get you out of here. So I appreciate you taking the time to join us today and share this with us. We always appreciate having you on here. Any final words you want to give out to the world?
I enjoy being here, Ray. You're one of the most trusted guys in the industry. I've seen you working personally. And I love that you're making money in the video marketing space. The products that you create and the way that you promote them. Every time I go to a video marketing event, there are people there that know Ray the Video Guy, and that's a super cool way to be. Steve Sleeper, I don't know you well, but
neither do I.
Yeah, you're typically drinking and smoking cigars when I see you, so it's nice to see you awake.
Thank you. Yeah, I snorted some meth this morning, but other than that,
you look rested.
I feel rested despite the meth.
I tease him. Steve has been around since the beginning, so I love being on the show, guys. And I love being here. If you want to know more about me, follow our content on YouTube or check us out at thevideospot.net. We talk about video marketing, live video. We provide a variety of services for our clients. So thanks, guys, for having me on.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Owen, for joining us. We appreciate that. Yeah. All right. So that was Owen Hemsath. And again, VideoSpot is the place to catch up with him and check out the articles on Real SEO, where he writes occasionally there and just started getting back into it. So the 7 tips, it's there right now. I believe it's still on the front page of Real SEO, so you can get in there right away. So Steve, that's it. We got our interview done today. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. Good stuff. And by the way, we'll get the link to the Real SEO article in the show notes in case you're listening to this a year from now. So you can read the article, and we'll do a brief outline of what Owen talked about in the show notes. So
yes, perfect.
Well,
I love it.
I love it too. It's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy. I'm Steve Sleeper on the Earn.Show podcast network. Today's show made possible by
Made possible by freevideoeditor.co. So you want to shoot some videos, you want to get them together, but you need to edit them to make them viewable. So you want to get a video editor that doesn't cost a fortune? Head on over to freevideoeditor.co. All sorts of great tools. We've also got some great goodies that you can download at the same time. So check it out, freevideoeditor.co.
And today's show made possible by?
Freevideoeditor.co.
I see.
With that, we'll call it another week.
I think I'm funny. Nobody else does.
But Steve has been speaking for the duration of the show here. So
it's the math. Hey, let's end it up with a jingle.
You bet. We'll see you next week, guys.